Today we're answering your most popular questions about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, like can you actually spend an entire day here? Or if you're only coming one time, what collectible do you have to buy? Whether it's your first or 10th time here, you are bound to learn something new. The first question we got, and probably the most popular question, is can you wear costumes to Galaxy's Edge? The general answer is yes, with some caveats, but we're here in the Black Spire Marketplace, so I can show you kind of what you are allowed to wear. So when you are here, you will find some Jedi robes, Sith robes, the tunics to go along with it, and if you come in a little further, you'll actually see some costumes based off of characters like Rey over here, and off to the side we have really cool Bail Organa outfits. So all of these are cool. If you are wearing robes or anything long, it cannot drag on the ground. And the big rule is you can't like 100% copy or imitate a character. So don't look like Rey, don't look like Kylo. They don't want you to be mistaken as a character that is here at the park. So people aren't coming up to you and trying to interact like you are a Disney employee. Dressing up is something we love doing and highly recommend when you're here at the parks. You have such a good time, it's so immersive, and all the characters love it.
They really do. They interact with you so much more.
One of our favorite things to do is what is called Batuu bounding, which is what Estella is doing a little bit. What is it, babe? What's Batuu bounding?
So Batuu bounding is when you dress up in like earth tones, and the whole point is to blend into Galaxy's Edge. So you don't want to be like a specific character, like you don't want to be Kylo, you don't want to be, you know, a stormtrooper or anything like that. You just want to belong like you're a citizen of Batuu, and that's bounding. You're in the world, but you're nobody specific that anyone can mistake you for. So like what I'm wearing today is I just went for some earth tones. I have, thank you. I have some, you know, some greens, some browns. I'm wearing my Battle of Yavin hat, and I decided to go for more of like a soldier warrior kind of look. So I have this like crossbody bag that I got here on Batuu, and I've got this little Arabesh translator. You know, you can always kind of hype things up with accessories.
You can also do what's called Star Wars bounding. So if there is a character that you really love, incorporating things from their outfits into your outfit without doing a complete cosplay of them.
Right.
So one of my favorite outfits is I have the pair of Han Solo pants with the red stripe down the side.
Which looks great on you.
But I paired it with a similar shirt that Han wears, but with my own custom vest. So it kind of resembles Han's vest, but I'm not walking around looking exactly like Han Solo. Not that I could be mistaken as him, but you know, just in case.
Han Solo with curly hair. While we're on the topic of bounding and what to wear, we did get another question, and it was, do children get more interaction if dressed up? They're geeky like me, so I want them to feel like they're in Star Wars. First of all, I love that. Like, I love that your kids are geeky like you, because then I feel like you can have an experience on a whole new level with your kids, you know? And to answer the question, yes, 100%. Like, have them dress up. It can be as mild as like a t-shirt that says Mandalorian, or it can be as crazy as a full-on Rey, you know, cosplay type thing. What happens is when the cast members and the characters here see someone that's dressed up or that's representing a specific faction, they will interact with them in a very, very different way. So if, for example, Kylo Ren sees someone that's dressed up like Rey, I have seen Kylo walk up to a kid and be like intimidating to them and trying to like pull them to the dark side. It makes for such a cool experience with the characters here.
Before we get to our next question, it looks like Lieutenant Agnon is out, so let's see what she has to say today.
All right, everyone, tighten up. The Supreme Leader is coming, all right? Don't embarrass me. I am looking for promotion. Sir, did you find what you were looking for?
You said you deployed patrol units, Lieutenant.
Yes.
I ask because I didn't see them. I want stormtroopers crawling this outpost. Until we have what we need, no one rests. You don't rest. Understood?
Troopers! I want reconnaissance and patrol units in these streets. If that spy is here, I want her bound. Failure is not an option. for any of us. Am I clear? I better be. Move out!
I always feel so bad for Lieutenant Agnon. Like, working for Kylo Ren has to just suck. It cannot be fun. Our next question actually comes from 89 Sigma, who asks, when are the dates that Galaxy's Edge does the lightsaber nights? So if you guys are newer to the channel, we do these things called lightsaber meetups a few times a year here at Galaxy's Edge. There aren't dates at the beginning of the year, but if you're looking to come to just hang out with a bunch of like-minded Star Wars fans, bring a lightsaber and take photos in front of the TIE Echelon here with a huge group and in front of the Millennium Falcon. Typical days are going to be on May the 4th is almost a guaranteed or right around there. Ahsoka Tano Day is another big one, and also Life Day, which takes place in November here on Batuu, which is like Star Wars Thanksgiving. If you guys ever want to know what the exact dates are, check out their Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Discord server. It's the Lightsaber Meetup Discord. I'll link that below for you guys. And we highly recommend checking it out. If it happens to fall on your trip, get a lightsaber. You don't even need one to join in, and just have fun with so many Star Wars fans.
Knowing what to wear and which lightsaber you should bring to the meetup aren't the only things you have to look out for if you're going to come to Hollywood Studios. It's also about the best time of the year to come. So one of the questions we got was that one: what is the best time of the year to come? As a Floridian and as somebody who comes here year-round, I can tell you for sure, from the bottom of my heart, best time of the year to come is October and November, because the summer's awful. Spring has spring break for everybody, so it gets very, very crowded. And in October and November, you also get to take advantage of some other things that are happening at Disney World. So for example, at Epcot, you've got food and wine. At Magic Kingdom, you have the Halloween and the Christmas parties happening around that time of the year. Now, one tip, Jedi knowledge, I will give you is that if you are coming to the Christmas parties, like you're coming around that time of the year, watch out, because the party starts at 6 p.m. On different days of the week. And if you don't have a ticket for the party, you are going to get kicked out. So make sure you're watching for those times. But all in all though, just coming around October and November is a great time for bounding, because you can be like more comfortable if you want to wear like a jacket, a vest, you know, or like Mandalorian gear. Oh, it's perfect.
Nice data pad.
Thank you so
Mind
much.
telling us what you're doing with it?
Of course, I am actually helping out you guys. I'm spying on the Resistance for you.
Fine. But stick to approved frequencies.
Will do.
As you were. I'm keeping my eye on you. That's affirmative.
This is a really good question from Stephen Latter. He asked, what is your must-do for a visitor that's likely to visit only once? So there is so much to do here at Galaxy's Edge. And of course you have the Millennium Falcon that you can pilot right behind me. You have Rise of the Resistance, and I feel like those things are a given. But there's a little hole in the wall off to the side that is the thing that I think you have to do if you're only coming one time. So let me go show you. When we came to Galaxy's Edge for the first time in 2019, there was one thing that was on the top of my list that I had to do when I was here. And that was build a custom lightsaber at Savi's workshop. This is such an amazing experience where you get to pick all your different components and parts, and it's a full-blown like show while you're in there. Don't look up any videos. I promise it's worth watching for the first time, and I'm not going to tell you anything else outside of that. But if you like the Sith or the more elemental nature side of things, or Jedi, you can build a lightsaber that fits exactly that. So here we have that kind of peace and justice Jedi type of build. Underneath that, we have my personal favorite, the Sith.
Of course.
And I love all the components. And each one of these is completely different. This is that elemental nature. So if you like more of that like era of the earthy kind of stuff, or a High Republic era, you also have that kind of stuff down here. And this is absolutely beautiful.
I love
think
that.
if I build another one, this is definitely going to be the one that I go for. So if there's one thing I think you have to do when you're here, if you're only coming one time, get yourself a custom built lightsaber. Now, one thing I will mention, and this is a big question that is asked you, is do you need a reservation for this experience? I highly recommend getting one, because these will sell out if you're coming at a busier time of year. You can occasionally do walk-ups, so if you couldn't get a reservation, it's definitely worth asking, but grab a reservation if you are able, and you can just do that online. So this leads us into our next question we got, which is, if it's your first time coming and probably only time, what should you buy? So I think there are a few different things in this kind of category. So where should we go first?
I think the place you have to start is Doc Onder's Den of Antiquities.
Doc Onder's Den of Antiquities is filled with so many Star Wars collectibles that it can be really hard to choose something. If you had like one item you had to get here if you were only coming once, what would it be?
It would absolutely have to be a Sith or a Jedi holocron. Like, hands down, 100%. I don't even have to think about it because holocrons are so they're so iconic. Like, you see a holocron, you think Star Wars. There's no way that you're not going to know that. It glows, it looks very, very cool. And when you put the crystal in it, it'll speak lines from like your characters and stuff from the movies and the shows. And those lines can mean a lot to you. Like, it can make you feel really connected to Star Wars and something that you love. So I think it's just a great way to commemorate a visit and to keep remembering it.
So these are the Kyber crystals Estella was talking about, and these are what you insert into the holocron. They also work with those Savi's workshop sabers we were talking about earlier to change the colors of your blade. And these are kind of a blind box, so each one that you grab will have a different character voice on it, so it adds a lot of collectability, and these are great to just have and collect and see every character that you can get. All right, so for me, I think the must-have is a legacy lightsaber. So this is the Kylo Ren lightsaber. It's really cool, and I love that you have like the crossguard on here. And these character sabers are very intricate. So if you're looking like for a character that you love, you can go ahead and pick one of these up, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And then you don't have to worry about like custom building one, and you can put it on display and play with it and have so much fun. So if lightsabers and holocrons aren't your thing, because you're a crazy person, we're gonna head into the Black Spire Marketplace where there is a ton of other merch. Which shop do you want to hop into first?
Creature stall, of course, duh. A must-buy, especially if you have kids, is adopting a creature at the creature stall. I think this place is pretty cool because you get to walk away kind of feeling like you really did adopt one, because when you get one, they come in a cardboard box with holes like you really just adopted a creature. Now, the creatures here aren't just plushies, which is what I like about them the most. Like, this porg is a puppet. You know, you can move his little wings and he makes noises. Some other ones, like the little tiny porg, it's actually a shoulder pal, so you can take him with you on all your Batuu adventures. The loth cat here like opens his mouth when you pet him, which is pretty cool. And then finally the Nexus, which is the newest creature they brought to us here, has like all these movable parts, and you can pose his tail, and when you pet him, he purrs.
And if you squeeze his sides, he'll open his mouth.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. My favorite store here is the Toydarian Toy Maker, and for me it has some of the must-haves. They have things like these plushies back here, but for me, I love the little like trinkets and things that remind me of like the films that I loved growing up as a kid. So if you come into the shop back here in the back, you're going to find on the back wall two of my favorite things. One of them being chance cubes. I will never forget like the first time I saw Qui-Gon with these in that scene with Watto.
Yeah.
And he's like throwing the cube and like uses the force to turn it. So for me, like I love having that memory when I see these sitting on my shelf at home. And then the other thing is, it's not Star Wars without a sabacc deck. And you can actually get your own sabacc deck. It has all the rules and directions. It's basically Star Wars poker. It has dice inside, and these are really beautiful. So for me, if you're picking up anything, grab some chance cubes, grab a sabacc deck, and get back to your resort after a long day and have some fun.
So since we're talking about all this merch and shopping, we do have a question related to it. So it says, I have a list longer than my arm of merch I want to get from Galaxy's Edge. Understandable. I know Disney does a ship to home, but do you know if this can be done internationally? And the answer is yes. They ship to pretty much every country around the world. You might just be looking at a little bit more fees. And what you want to do is you want to get as many of the things that you want into one package so you can save a little bit.
While you're here at Galaxy's Edge, you are bound to get hungry. And Matthew Benson actually asked, which is better, breakfast or lunch/dinner options? That's a good question, and I'm gonna have to say probably the lunch and dinner options are going to be better. At breakfast, you do have some options over at Ronto Roasters. So they have a Ronto morning wrap, which has eggs, grilled pork sausage, shredded cheddar cheese, and peppercorn sauce and pita bread, which is actually pretty good. They also have some plant-based ones over there, and I believe they also do kind of like an oatmeal in that area, so you do have some options. It's just very limited. Now here at Docking Bay 7, you have a plethora of options that you can get. They have plant-based things like the takodana veggie and the new Felucian falafel. This was always our go-to when it was the meatball, plant-based meatball. They have chicken, steak, and a bunch of sides. They also just added a side of yuca fries, which really good. I got those with one of the steak meals before. So I definitely would recommend grabbing lunch or dinner here in Galaxy's Edge, and honestly, it's the best food in all of Hollywood Studios, if not Disney World, in our opinion.
Our next question is from one of our Patreon members, which, by the way, if you want to keep supporting what we do, consider becoming a Patreon. You'll get some behind-the-scenes cuts, some bloopers, and some extended scenes as well. Now, the person that submitted this is Ewok, and he was asking, what are some of our favorite Easter eggs here at Galaxy's Edge? My favorite is right behind me. It's actually Donald Duck making a seamless appearance into Galaxy's Edge. So if you look at that building over there from the side, you can see his beak, 2 eyes, and he's wearing a hat with like a little tassel, like the blue tassel coming down. It is so funny. One of the cast members told us about that, and ever since, every time I walk here, all I see is Donald Duck.
My favorite Easter egg is right here in Doc Ondars, and it is this circle on the ground. And let me tell you why. If you stand in here and talk, you're actually going to hear your voice echo and reverberate through this whole place like you're talking really loud. It's an echo spot, and it's really cool because anybody standing outside, so like Estella behind the camera, probably can't really hear me right now. But if I say hello, it sounds like it's in this whole room. So if you come into Doc Ondars, just find that circle right there on the ground, step in it, and just prepare to be amazed. It is the coolest thing in my opinion. Our next question is my absolute favorite. It says, I'm a Star Wars geek, I'm 46, and Galaxy's Edge would be living my dream. Sad I know, LOL. It's not sad, we're right there with you. Yep. But my thinking is a full day in the area to fully soak it all in, the food, the shops, the Build-A-Saber/droid, etc., to just enjoy it, then a visit one night to see it transform. Is this realistic, or will I be done in a few hours and ready to move on? Absolutely not. You will not be done. And a full day here is exactly what we did the first time we came. We got here before park opened, rope drop, and didn't leave until the park closed that night. Yeah, we did not leave Batuu at all. Like, we didn't even step foot in Toy Story, any other area of the park. The whole day, like 13 hours or so, was just in here. Between the rides and so many other experiences, you can easily do it. Like Rise of the Resistance alone is a 20-minute ride. Easily, and then you add on the queues for the ride and you're just two to 3 hours easy. Yeah. And then all the other experiences that you can do here. Character meet and greets are so much fun, and there's so many characters. Yes, there really are. And also, like, if you're dressed up, you're gonna want some pictures to commemorate your day. Yeah. Find those photo spots. They're placed really, really well. And there's just like no better way to, you know, to get some pictures of the day. And do them during the day and at night, because if you built that Savi's blade that you want to do, which is another experience that's going to take up part of your day, get some pictures with that bad boy lit up at night. Your droid that you build over there. That's what I was going to say. Yep, the when you turn your droid on at night, the lights, they look so much better at night than during the day. And then shopping, you have Doc Ondars, you have the Black Spire Marketplace, which when you're in there, take a moment to just like observe all the detail. Look up in the shops, you'll see cool scenes like Obi-Wan and Vader dueling, the Falcon going through an asteroid field. There's just so many details spread out throughout the entire park. It's pretty great. And if you don't know where to look or what an Easter egg, you know, where to find one, talk to a cast member. They know all the ins and outs. And then some other little things a lot of people don't think about are bounty hunting. Yes. So get a Magic Band Plus and pretend you're like Mando searching for bounties throughout all of Batuu. And then one of our personal favorites that we've started doing is, the data pad. Yes. So all on the crates, you can find little QR codes that you can scan and collect things. What are some things you can collect? You can get like weapons, blueprints, diagnostics, outfits. Crystals. Yes, it's super cool. So easily spend a whole day here and enjoy it, soak it in, especially if it's going to be your only time coming. Absolutely. Thank you all for submitting such amazing questions, and we hope you guys found this video helpful. And if you want to see more Easter eggs, make sure you check out our vlog on Hidden Secrets of Galaxy's Edge. We'll see you guys there. Bye!